Have you ever sat down in your favorite chair, looked around, and thought, why am I so tired all the time? You didn't run a marathon. You didn't climb a mountain. You just lived your day. Maybe ran an errand or two, made a meal, watched a bit of TV, and yet your body feels like it's begging for a week-long nap. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. And no, you're not lazy. There are real, often overlooked reasons why so many seniors feel this constant, lingering fatigue. Today, we're going to walk through 10 of the most common ones. Let's start with the first culprit: poor sleep quality. Not sleep quantity, sleep quality. You might be in bed for 8 hours, but if you're waking up 5 or 6 times a night, or tossing and turning until the sun peeks through the blinds, that sleep isn't doing its job. As we age, we naturally produce less melatonin, the hormone that helps regulate sleep. On top of that, conditions like sleep apnea, restless leg syndrome, or even needing to use the bathroom several times a night can disrupt deep, restful sleep. The result? You wake up tired, and that feeling follows you all day. Now let's talk hydration. It sounds simple, maybe even silly, but being even mildly dehydrated can make you feel weak, foggy, and yes, exhausted. Our sense of thirst diminishes as we age, so we don't always realize when our bodies need water. Coffee and tea might keep you company during the day, but they don't count the same way water does. When your cells aren't properly hydrated, everything slows down: your energy, your metabolism, even your mood. Next is nutrition, and this one sneaks up quietly. When we were younger, skipping a meal or grabbing something quick didn't faze us. But as we age, our bodies become much more sensitive to imbalances. Not getting enough iron, vitamin B12, or protein can leave you feeling like you've run out of fuel entirely. Anemia, which is often tied to low B12 or iron levels, is particularly common in older adults and can cause a persistent drag in energy. And here's the thing: not all multivitamins cut it. Sometimes what you really need is a tailored look at your diet with someone who knows what they're doing. Fourth on the list? Medications. This one's tricky because they're often necessary, but many common prescriptions have fatigue as a side effect. Blood pressure meds, antihistamines, antidepressants, and even some over-the-counter pain relievers can leave you feeling groggy or drained. If you've added a new medication recently and noticed your energy dip, don't just shrug it off. Talk to your doctor. There might be alternatives or simple timing changes that make all the difference. Let's not forget depression and anxiety. These two often hide behind a smile or silence, especially in older adults. You might not feel sad exactly, but you might notice you've lost interest in things you used to enjoy. You might feel disconnected, emotionally flat, or constantly worried. These emotional weights can be just as exhausting, if not more, than physical ones. And because mental health was often a taboo topic growing up, many seniors push through without realizing that what they're experiencing isn't just part of getting older. It's something that can be treated. Chronic pain deserves its own spot on this list. Whether it's arthritis, back pain, old injuries, or even conditions like fibromyalgia, living with constant discomfort wears you down. It doesn't just affect your body, it messes with your sleep, your mood, your appetite, and yes, your energy. Pain takes up space in your brain, like a never-ending background noise. It demands your attention, even when you're trying to relax. Then there's heart health. This one often gets overlooked because people think if they're not having chest pain or shortness of breath, their heart must be fine. But conditions like heart failure, atrial fibrillation, or even just poor circulation can make you feel constantly winded or worn out. Your heart is a pump. If that pump isn't working efficiently, your whole body feels it. And sometimes, Fatigue is the first sign something deeper is going on. Let's talk movement now. It sounds backwards, but one of the biggest causes of tiredness? Not moving enough. When we become more sedentary, less walking, less stretching, less general activity, our bodies lose their rhythm. Muscles weaken, circulation slows, and metabolism drops. And that leads to, you guessed it, more fatigue. It's a cruel cycle. You're tired so you don't move much. But because you don't move much, you stay tired. The key isn't to suddenly become a gym rat. It's about gentle, regular movement. Walks, light stretching, anything that keeps the blood flowing. Another sneaky one is thyroid issues. Your thyroid controls a lot more than you might think. It manages how your body uses energy, how fast or slow your metabolism runs, and even your body temperature. When your thyroid slows down, a condition known as hypothyroidism, you feel it everywhere. Cold hands and feet, weight gain, brain fog, and yes, deep, unshakable fatigue. The fix? A simple blood test and, if needed, medication that can make a world of difference. Finally, we need to look at loneliness. This might be the quietest thief of energy there is. Humans are social creatures, and when we lose regular interaction, whether due to retirement, friends moving away, or health issues that make going out harder, it's not just our hearts that hurt. It's our whole body. Loneliness increases inflammation. It raises cortisol, your stress hormone. And over time, that steady stress wears you down, leaving you tired, even if you didn't physically do much that day. Sometimes, one good conversation or a shared laugh can lift that cloud more than any nap ever could. Now, if you're sitting there thinking, great, I've got half of these, you're not alone. The truth is, most people don't have just one reason they're tired. It's often a combination, a stack of small issues that build up until they feel like a wall. And the solution isn't always found in one big fix. Sometimes it's about untangling the strands one at a time. Start with the easiest one. Maybe it's water. Maybe it's moving your body a little more today than you did yesterday. Maybe it's calling someone you miss. These little choices? They matter more than you think. And let me tell you something else. Being tired doesn't mean you're weak. It doesn't mean you've failed. It means your body is talking to you. It's asking for help, and listening to it, that's not giving up. That's wisdom. You've figured out that your tiredness isn't just part of getting older. There are reasons behind it. And the good news? There are also ways to fight back, gently, naturally, and with your well-being at the center. Let's go back to sleep, because that's where energy begins. One of the best things you can do is create a wind-down routine. No screens for at least an hour before bed. Dim the lights. Maybe sip some chamomile tea or read something light, not the news. Keep your room cool and quiet. And if you're waking up to use the bathroom at night, consider limiting liquids a couple of hours before bed and speaking with your doctor if it's happening too often. Sometimes even a small change, like switching your pillow or investing in blackout curtains, can help your body sink into deeper rest. Now let's talk hydration again, but let's make it practical. Fill a water bottle in the morning and make it your mission to finish it before lunch. Then refill and aim to finish again before dinner. You don't need fancy supplements or powders, just clean water. If you get bored with the taste, add a slice of lemon or cucumber. Think of water like oil for your engine. Without it, everything sputters. Nutrition might feel overwhelming, especially with so many diets floating around. But here's a simple rule that works. Eat food that remembers where it came from. An apple? That's food. A prepackaged pastry with 30 ingredients you can't pronounce? That's something else. Aim for whole grains, leafy greens, lean proteins, and good fats like avocado and olive oil. And if you suspect a deficiency, especially in B12, vitamin D, or iron, ask your doctor for a test. Don't guess. A proper diagnosis can mean the difference between dragging through your day and actually enjoying it. Let's move to movement. And no, this doesn't mean punishing yourself with hard workouts. We're talking about gentle, regular motion. A 10-minute walk after each meal can do wonders. Chair yoga, stretching in the morning, dancing to an old song in the kitchen. These count. Movement increases circulation, strengthens your heart, and gives your brain a fresh supply of oxygen. Even more, it builds momentum. When you move a little today, it makes it easier to move a little more tomorrow. And while we're on the subject of oxygen, let's go back to breathing. Specifically, breathing well. If you snore heavily or wake up gasping, you may have sleep apnea. It's more common than you think. Untreated, it disrupts your sleep over and over again, sometimes without you even realizing it. If this sounds familiar, talk to your doctor. A simple test can tell you if something deeper is going on, and there are treatments that can dramatically improve your sleep and your energy. Next up, medications. You can't just stop taking them, obviously, but you can review them. Make a list. Bring it to your next checkup. Ask if any of them might be making you feel tired. Sometimes it's not the drug itself, but how it interacts with others you're taking. A simple adjustment in timing or dosage could lift that heavy fog you've been carrying. Now let's touch something we often avoid. Mental health. Feeling tired all the time isn't always physical. Grief, loneliness, worry, and even boredom can weigh more than we realize. Don't brush it off as just aging. If your energy is low and you also feel disconnected from life or people, talk to someone. It could be a counselor, a doctor, a support group, even a trusted friend. You don't have to carry it alone. There's strength in reaching out. Another angle to explore is purpose. Energy flows where meaning lives. Think about your days. Do they have structure? Is there something in your day that excites you, even a little? That could be a hobby, a project, helping someone else, learning something new. When we lose our why, fatigue follows. But when you rediscover it, even in small doses, your energy starts to return, like sunlight warming a room that's been cold for too long. And don't underestimate nature. Seriously. Being outside, even for a few minutes a day, can work wonders. Sunlight helps regulate your internal clock, boosts your mood, and triggers vitamin D production. Whether it's gardening, sitting on a bench, or walking through the park, fresh air refreshes more than just your lungs. It clears your mind and reminds your body that it's still very much alive. Let's go back to social connection now, because it's vital. Isolation doesn't just make you sad, it can literally make you sick. If you've withdrawn from others, consider taking one small step back. Call an old friend. Join a local club, even if it's just a book circle or walking group. Look for community centers, volunteer opportunities, or even online spaces where others your age gather. Connection brings energy. It fills that emotional gap that no amount of rest can fix. And here's one that often goes unnoticed: your environment. Is your home cluttered? Dim? Too quiet or too noisy? Sometimes your space can drain you without you realizing it. Open a window. Let in natural light. Clean one corner of a room, light a candle. Play music that lifts your mood. Little sensory changes can refresh your entire mindset. You deserve a space that feels good to be in, not one that weighs on you. Let's not forget routine. Our bodies thrive on rhythm. Go to bed around the same time. Eat meals regularly. Don't let your day be a string of scattered tasks with no anchor. Even having a morning ritual, A cup of tea, reading a devotion, writing in a journal, gives your day structure. And structure, oddly enough, makes us feel more relaxed and less tired. It's like your body saying, I know what's next. I'm ready. And here's a hard truth wrapped in kindness. Sometimes, you need to let go of old responsibilities. Maybe you were the family rock, the dependable one, the fixer. But now, it's okay to set boundaries. It's okay to say no. You've earned peace. Carrying others' problems can drain your energy like a leaky bucket. Be kind, yes. Be helpful, sure. But don't lose yourself in the process. Fatigue often comes not from doing too much, but from doing too much for others, for too long. Now, after all this, you might be wondering, is there a magic fix? A pill or a trick that brings back the energy of your 30s? No. But there is a way forward. Step by step, choice by choice. And sometimes that means forgiving yourself for slowing down. You're not behind. You're not broken. You're in a new season. And that season comes with its own kind of wisdom and rhythm. You're allowed to rest. You're allowed to recharge. You're allowed to feel good again. So if you've made it this far, thank you for staying with me. I hope you see now that your tiredness isn't just in your head. It's real. And more importantly, it's not permanent. The body responds. The mind responds. Even the spirit, weary as it may feel, can light up again when given care, attention, and kindness. And if this spoke to you, if you nodded even once, smiled a little, or felt that quiet yes in your chest, don't keep it to yourself. Hit that subscribe button and drop your city in the comments so I know where this message is reaching. We're building a little circle here. One story, one voice, one truth at a time. Because sometimes all it takes is hearing, "You're not alone," to feel just a little less tired.